Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you back and good to see our new subscribers. I just am building for you today this fantastic idea poker king and queen. This is by JMBricklayer, and I have had my eye on this set for a little bit, and I just think they're super cute. This set is set 70175. It has 897 pieces between the two of them, and they do come together. They also come separately. So as I'm unboxing, I'm noticing that there is a instruction manual for the king and an instruction manual for the queen, and the king and the queen pieces are done separately. There were 4 sticker sheets that came with this, and the stickers are not too bad because they're pretty good size, so they're easy enough to put on. Outside of the box, you have the cute little doll faces. They are pre-molded, and they just have the studs on the top. They're super adorable. The instructions were easy to follow. I like that they have the one-to-one section on it. You want this piece, not this piece. I didn't have a hard time following these instructions. We got this set off Amazon. It cost about $35. I want to say. I'm going to put the link in the description below, and I'm going to put the picture up in the corner like we usually do to show you exactly what it's going for right now. So not too bad of a price considering both of them come together. So I built the king first, and that was the first set to be built. And you start off by building the base, and then you build the big spade that goes behind the king because he is the king of spades. So when you piece them all together, and then you place the sticker over everything. And so it kind of helps hold the pieces together and give it the really cool look that it has in the background. Then after that, you start building some knights, and the knights are on a slider, and so they're able to move back and forth, and one of them is on a horse that you build, and one of them just has its shield, and they are jousting in front of the king, and it's super cute. After you put together the whole base, you start putting together some more knights that sit on the side. There's a black one on one side and a white one on the other, and they're holding nice staves, and they have the feathers that come out of the back. And then you put together what I would call a rook that goes on either side that also follows that color scheme. There are some printed pieces in here along with the stickers, so be aware of those. Sometimes the instructions show that you want the ones that are printed, and sometimes they show the ones that you aren't printed, and so you want to just be careful as you're building to make sure you're not using printed pieces where you're not supposed to be using printed pieces. I think that's probably pretty evident for people, but I think a couple of times I put a printed piece because I couldn't find the piece that I was looking for. So after you get done building the base, you put a little turn circle in the back, and the turn circle in the back allows you to go ahead and move the king. Also on the back, you have the King of Spades cards that are kind of popping out, and it's very three-dimensional. Which I really like about this is that they've done a really good job to make it kind of pop out and be three-dimensional. After that, you start putting the king together, and the king is kind of cute. It used a Technic piece for his 2 legs, and they kind of are round and bulbous and cute. And then you put his head together, and his head uses that face piece that has the studs on the top to kind of fit together. The king has a cloak, so he has a cape, and the cape is something that you put in between the body and the head, typical to like a Lego minifigure does that as well. My one criticism of the actual king is that the head and the body go together with just 2 pieces, and it's meant so I think that the king's head has a little bit of movement to it, but it's just not all that solid. Also, I would say the knights that are jousting that go back and forth, the front shield wants to fall off one of them if I try to move them around too much. Having said that, it's just going to be a display piece from it. I'm not really going to play around with that, and so that's not a big deal for me. But when I moved the piece, the king did fall off, and I had to put him back together, and then his cloak came off and I forgot to put the cloak back on. So the cloak is sitting there, not on the back of it. But that would be my big frustration with the king, is that I wish it was a little bit more solid in the way it came together. I think it could have been done a little differently to make it a little bit more solid. So the next came the queen, and she is the queen of hearts. And similarly to the king, you build the base first. The base of this has the black and white, but it also has flower arrangements on it, as you would expect for a queen. And then you put the heart together that goes behind. The heart is kind of an interesting construction. You start off and you build the bottom V piece, and then you put one of the round tops on one side and it slides into the back and it's held by gravity. And then you do the same thing on the other side where you build the other half and you slide a pin into the back and it's held by gravity. This again is three-dimensional. The three-dimensional parts have the queen symbol and there's a crown off the top of the heart, and it looks really super cute. The queen, like the king, has a bunch of three-dimensional pieces to the base that you put on afterwards. There's a stand that has flowers on it. There's a cute little pawn there that is like her little guy, and it's got a card on the front and a card on the back, and he's super cute. Although, again, criticism, don't care for the way they did the feet with this guy. It's done with a gun, and part of the gun goes up into him, and then the feet go on the handle of the gun. And I think probably there could have been a better design choice for that to make it a little bit more stable, but he is super adorable. After that, you start building the queen, and the queen is what you would expect the Queen of Hearts to be. She's adorable, red hair, nice clothing. Again, lots of printed pieces on this. It's not just stickers. My criticism of this is that the head of the queen goes to her body with just one tack point. And I'm sure there could have been a little bit better design to make this a little bit more stable. Her head fell off a few times and I wasn't super happy about that. But again, having said that, it's a display piece for us, so it's not going to be a big deal now that it's set in place. I don't have to worry about it again. The last thing you put together is this cute little throne. I really do like this set. The expressiveness of their faces is amazing. They are super adorable. This is one where I thought about breaking out the Craggle just because I like it so much, but it holds together fine. It's just a little bit temperamental as you're putting it together, so be patient with it. All in all, adorable set. Really like it. Really love the imagination in this set and the cool three-dimensional ability of this set, and I'm looking forward to putting together the Jack and the Joker as well and showing you what that build looks like. So don't forget to tune in and see. We got a lot more coming for you. We have tons of stuff coming in, some fun holes, some JMBricklayer. We have some Fantasy getting ready. We actually have some Lego sets. I have Plague, Doctor, and Nurse coming up for you soon. So tune in, subscribe, drop us a comment below. We love talking with you guys, hearing what you have to say, hearing your opinions on the build if you've built them, and we'll see you next time.